I remember one time in school, a bunch of guys started circling around, and I was in a lower grade than my two older brothers, so I was on the playground by myself with all these kids that were just weird to me, and they were definitely much dressed much nicer than what I was used to, so all of a sudden these couple kids started gathering around and started pointing fingers at me, and of course, in my mindset, because of where I came from, the first thing I thought of was I need to get my back against the wall because I felt like, uh-oh, trouble's coming, and I need to make sure I didn't get chopped. So as they approached, they started talking, which is really not what where I came from, what was even used to, because a lot of times, most of the time, you never see it coming, and if you did, there was no talking. People just went. But these guys were standing there, what do you think, you're tough, all this stuff. And in my mind, I'm trying to wrap my head around what's happening. Like, are they literally trying to fight me, or are they trying to be my friend? The way they're talking, they're not very nice. And so they said a word I knew, which was, hey, meet me behind the gym at 3 o'clock, we're going to fight. As soon as they said fight, I just hit them. And I understood that word. And so once I did that, I put boots to the kid, and I'm 10 years old at this time. So you imagine punching a kid and then kicking him in the head with these shoes on and making sure he stays down, because I still had other guys to deal with. And as I was doing that, I remember waiting for something to hit me so I could turn him in that spot. But it never happened, and I remember looking up and they were running off. From that point on, I kind of made my existence felt by everyone, and I wasn't messed with too much, and if I was, it was usually by kids that were a little bit older, and usually more than one at a time, and they weren't the nicest kids. They were like me, where they were growing up rough. We didn't even know how to sweep a floor or take a trash can down. We just never did any of that. So he was trying to teach us how to be men and to pull weeds and then clean cars and do chores and clean toilets and make our bed and all these other things. And every time that he would ask us to do it, we would do it, but it wasn't up to his standard. And so it led to him getting frustrated, because every time he asked to do something, we didn't do a good job. And so because he came up from the military, he had these things that he did. So it was a very volatile situation, because it got out of hand where he was hitting us with wooden handles and smacking us and just beating on us, taking his belt off, beating us with a belt buckle. And it was all led to this frustration of him trying to teach us these rules and these discipline, and it just didn't work. There's no mark on him, just like him backhanding us, driving down the road. We were not good kids. We were very, very much untamable. I was on the run for 3-4 months, living out of a car. I had robbed 5 or 6 different stores, and then I was strong arm robbery, which I was wanted for. So when I finally got caught, I got stabbed behind a 7-Eleven, which was behind the Pueblo Vista School, and I woke up in the hospital handcuffed to a bed.